Hello, welcome back. Okay, first let me start off by saying that I am so proud of you guys, the ones that have been regularly doing your work, turning it in. You're really making good habits for your future selves right now. I know that these times are really different and strange, and you're really having a whole new level of responsibility to stay on top of your schoolwork and everything. So I just wanted to say that I see you and I'm proud of you. All right, rational exponents. So this is something that you will have to do throughout math in high school. It's kind of like another tip and trick, like the last lesson we did. So I came up with this little concept of flower power. We are going to be drawing a flower. We're going to be kind of coloring a little bit. So if you want to grab some markers or your pens or color pencils, just for fun, you can just use a regular pencil or pen. It doesn't matter. But I will be coloring, so. Okay, getting into it. A rational exponent is when a fraction is the exponent. So if you look on down at like 1 through 6, we have the base numbers, like the 7 and the 9, and then we have the exponents, which are fractions. So we're going to convert this to radical form. Where radicals have a square root. So all these fractions could be represented with this radical symbol. So flower power. This helps us remember which parts of the fraction represent the radical or the power, the exponent. So let's just start by drawing a flower. So we're going to draw a flower on the left. Make sure you draw the flower, enough space for the stem and the roots. Okay, so the roots are a little important on this one. So I'm going to start off with the petals. How are you guys doing? So if you want, you can comment down below or message me on SB. I'm really interested to hear from you guys. What are you doing to stay sane? How's your fam? How's life? Bet some of the guys out there are really missing sports. I can only imagine. I know. The guys in my life are like, where are the sports? What are you watching? Are you watching anything on like Disney Plus? Are you watching anything good on Netflix? Oops, sorry, that's my phone. Any good YouTube channels recommended? Sound off below. I downloaded the library app. If you have a library card, like with the county, you can download the app and check out like audiobooks and things like that. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been listening to some fun books I found on TikTok. Alright, the stem's not that important. We mostly need the flower and the roots. So I'm going to get like a brown shade. Alright, a whole root system. Cool. Those are the roots, and up top we have the flower. Alright, so I actually came up with this during my internship when I had to like film myself for my college class and do a lesson. So I was feeling really creative that day, and I came up with flower power. So next to our flower, let's write any random fraction. So let's do 2 over 5. So for our example, let's say we have 3 to the 2 over 5, and we want to convert it to radical form. So radical is when we have that symbol. So we're going to think about the flower power. So the power is up here with the flower. Okay? Are you following? A power is up top with the flower. Now another word for power is exponent. Right? Whenever we had exponents, we would say, oh, that's 3 to the second power, or the fourth power. So the number on top of the fraction is actually going to be your power that you're raising this number to. The number on the bottom of the fraction, the number on the bottom is down here with the roots. So our denominator, our 5, is the root. And the more math word for that is radical. Okay, so the number on top, the flower, is the power. The number on bottom, the root, is the radical. So we're going to take the 3. We're going to do the radical is 5. And the power is 2. So I know that's kind of silly, but the 2 is up top. That makes it the flower power. So that is the power, the exponent. The 5 is down at the bottom of the fraction. So that is by the roots. It is the radical. Okay, so we're going to put that 5 right here with the radical and the 2 as the exponent. Another way to write it, the 5 should be pretty small. It shouldn't be a big 5. It should be kind of tucked inside of your radical. If you look at numbers like 9 and 10, and then we can have the 3 inside the radical. The 3 is the radicand. And sometimes they'll put parentheses and put the power out here. So that's what we're practicing on 7 through 12. You can see the power is outside the parentheses. The root, the radical, is inside. Well, inside of the radical, the square root symbol. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing the connections I'm trying to make there. Flower, power. The top number is the power because it's up there with the flower. The bottom number is down here with the roots. So it would be the radical. Okay. I will do the odds. You will do the evens. The odds and evens are very similar. So number 1 and number 2 are similar. Number 3 and 4. And so on. So let's get started. First of all, we have 7 to the 1/2 power. So this, you just need to know, whenever you see 1/2, that is just a normal square root. So the square root is to the first power. Whenever you have something to the first power, you don't write the 1, okay? And then you have a radical with a 2, but that's always there. Both the 1 and the 2 are always there anytime you see a radical, unless there's a different number there. So anytime you see 1/2, it's just a normal square root symbol. Okay, so think about that on number 2. This is 5 to the 1/2 power. All right, number 3, we're actually practicing flower power. So I know 9 is going to be inside the radical. We're writing each expression in radical form. 4 is up top with the flower, so that makes it the power. And 3 is down here where the roots are, so that is the radical. Okay. All right, let's try number 5. Number 5, we have 13 as the radicand. And 6 is the flower, power. So we have it as our exponent. And then 9 is on the bottom. It's the root. So we'll put it in the radical, or next to the radical. All right, what do we think? We're just taking this fraction and writing it in radical form. So from a rational exponent to a radical. Okay, so try that with 4, 2, 3, and 4, or sorry, 2, 4, and 6. Okay, cool. Alright, 7 through 12, we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to write each expression in exponential form. So we're going to go from the radical to the fraction, the rational exponent. Alright, so for number 7, I see we have the square root of 10, and since there's no number here, that means there's automatically a 2. So there's always a 2 there unless you see a different number. And I see our power is 3, so we're going to have 10. 3 is the power, that makes it the flower. Flowers are on top. Over our root, our radical, was a square root. So we have 2. Let me write that bigger. 10, 3 over 2. So remember, you're writing the fraction as an exponent. It should be like smaller than the 10. Alright, so again, since there was no number here, like on number 8, you know that there is a 2. Because it's automatically a square root. Let me just fix my lighting. Okay. Alright, number 9. We're going to have 5. And that's it. These are just all the answers. We're just changing the format. You should not be grabbing a calculator and typing this in the calculator and giving me decimals. That is not what I want. I want you to practice converting from rational exponent to radical form and vice versa. So for number 9, we have 5 under the radical, so that's going to be our big number. And let's figure out the fraction. 3 is our power. That makes it the flower. Goes on top. 4 is the root. It goes on the bottom. Okay. Alright, number 11, last one. We have a 9 as our base. I don't see a power, so that means there's a 1 there. So anytime you don't see the power, there's a 1. It usually always is 1, except for when you're talking about square roots. Square roots are 2s that are hidden in there. So we have 1 as our power over 3. It's a cubic root. So we have 3 on the bottom of the fraction. Alright, so that is my lesson on flower power. Hopefully that made sense. The top of the exponent, you can think of it as a flower, so it goes on top, that makes it the power. The bottom is the root. Alright, so today is Wednesday. I'll post this today. We'll have it due by Thursday at midnight for extra credit, Friday by 4 for regular credit. And yeah. Oh, Sunday is Mother's Day. Make sure you do something for your mama. Something special. Maybe draw a card. Maybe make some flowers. Okay, I'm done. Alright, have a good one. See you soon. Bye.